You can see the lab topology. We have site 1 and site 2. And in this sites, what we want to do, so this is site 1, and we have site 2, that site 1, we are going to do the greenfield deployment, and site 2 will go and do the brownfield deployment. So we'll start with site number 2, and then we'll go and do the greenfield deployment for site number 1. And we are going to use NDFC to do all this multi-site communication. So we have site 1 where you can see that a leaf spine border gateway connected to DC I router, and then the other site we have border gateways, spine, and two leaves, leaf 2 and leaf 3, and then the host. Right. So from NDFC we are going to do the configuration. So now what we can do, we can go and log into NDFC. So let's go and log into NDFC. And before that, if you want to see that what basic configuration we have to site number 2, so let's go here. And site 2, we have a spine. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We can go and check the configuration here. You can see the configuration related to NV, EVPN, because we have full-fledged configuration here. You can see the IP addresses over the interface going to border gateway 2, going to leaf 2 and leaf 3, and these are the IP addresses. These are the IP addresses used. And then one is going towards the gateway number 2. As per the topology that we have, we can go and verify here. So you can see that from a spine, what IP address is configured. And later on in the next video, I'll go and put the IP addresses as well. So we have the full visibility that which IP addresses are configured over these interfaces between a spine and leaf, and a spine and the gateways. And these underlay protocol is OSPF and overlay is BGP. So let's go back here and continue, check the configuration. So likewise, if you go and verify, you will see that below after the interfaces, we have loopbacks. So here you can see that loopback 0, loopback for multicast. So we have two loopbacks. And then you can see that we have OSPF and BGP full configuration within BGP. You can see that we have BGP within AS65002, right? Update source loopback 0, address family L2 VPN, and then we have neighbor. So neighbor we have 2202 and 2203, and then we have this configuration. Why we have this configuration? Because if you go here to leaf number 2, and if you go and check the BGP configuration, so here you can see that its router ID is this, and then it has L2 VPN configuration. We have VRF configuration, like normal EVPN VXLAN configuration that we are doing. All those configuration we have. And now if you go and check show IPBGP summary, all summary, right? So you can see that you have peering with 2 leaf. And if you go and check the border gateway, so over border gateway also you'll find that you have BGP configuration. So we have 3 neighbor relationship. We have neighbor relationship with the 2 leaf, and we have neighbor relationship with the leaf 1, leaf 2, and leaf 3. So we have this baseline configuration. Even if you go and if you want to check show IP OSPF neighbor, you can see the OSPF neighbor relationship as well, and leaf 3 as well. We can go and check the OSPF configuration. So OSPF is there in loopback 0, loopback 1, and then we can go and check the neighbor, right? So likewise, we have the configuration here, normal brownfield deployment we have. Now what we want to do, that will go log into NDFC, and from NDFC we'll go and do the rest of the configuration. If you want to see the NVE configuration also, so you can go and check NVE peers, you can go and check NVE VNI, you can go and check show BGP L2 VPN, EVPN, oops, summary, or if you want to see the EVPN routes. So here you can see that we have the type 5 routes, right? So these things also we can go and have a look on these configured infrastructure. So what we can do now, that let's just stop here, and in next section I will go and log into NDFC, and from NDFC we'll go and prepare the site number 2. Let's just stop here. In this recording, we'll log into NDFC and we'll go and create the fabric. Meanwhile, you can see within site 2, where we want to do the brownfield deployment, I have uploaded the IP addresses. So you can see the point-to-point IP addresses having range 20.4, 0, 1, 2, 5, 6, and 9 and 10. In this point-to-point link, we are running OSPF, and the overlay protocol will be BGP EVPN. So let's go to the NDFC. You log into first time, then click get started. I don't want to use this. You can go to admin console. Within admin console, we can go and check the services. Now we have these services. NDFC Fabric Controller to manage the LAN, SAN. Now once we are there, then we can go and click open, and then we can go to the LAN and Fabric. And what we want actually, that we want to create one new fabric. So I can go and click to this action tab, and I want to create the fabric. Let's go and give the name for the fabric. This is VXLAN, EVPN, brown field for site number 2, right? Because we want to create for site number 2. Now, once we are here, then we have this option to choose the template. I will go and use, you can see multiple options are there. I'll go and use Easy Fabric. This is fabric template for VXLAN EVPN deployment for Nexus 9K and 3K switches. Let's go there and click select. And now within Easy Fabric, you can see that now it is uploading. It is asking about the ASN number. We know that our BGP ASN number is 65002. Then rest of the things, you can see it is automatically populated. This is point-to-point /30. That is okay. OSPF, number of router vectors 2. If I scroll a little bit down, you can see this gateway MAC address as well, 2020.0.0.0, like that. So most of the things you will see that it is uploading automatically, and then you will see that we have multiple options here. So within general parameters, these are the parameters. Then we have replication for multicast, configuration, VPC, protocol. They have protocol. You can see that we are running OSPF, loopback ID is 0, VTEP loopback ID is 1, so 0 and 1. And then we have the protocol tag is underlay that you may have seen there in the configuration for OSPF. We can go to advanced. Once you go here to the advanced, here also you can see that the VRF templates, the site ID, config profile, good amount of information that is pre-populated. Then we can go to the resource tab, and within the resource tab, what we need to do, that the addresses, since we are inside site number 2, so site number 2 having addresses, the loopback address range is 22, that we can go and verify from the diagram. So here you can see that loopback addresses is starting 22, 22, 2201, 2203, 2202, like that. Like that, we have the addresses, and then instead of 1, so the VTAP address is 23, and then the route RP, underlay RP loopback address as a rendezvous point is 20, 254, and then the underlay subnet is obviously 20.400. Like that, we have to go and fill all those information. Then if I scroll down, let's just scroll a little bit below, then you will see that the VRF light subnet IP range. So this is also, instead of 10, we should go and make this 20.3, right? Like that, we have to go and add these information. So we are very much good here. Now let's go on the top and let's see the configuration backup and what you want. In that, you want hourly fabric backup or schedule backup, etc. Now, once we have all this information, then we can go and click save. That means that now we are creating one fabric that whose name is VXLAN EVPN Brownfield Site 2. Now, once this fabric will get created, next step is this, that will go and add the switches within this. You can see it is showing healthy. So let's just stop here, and in next section, we'll go and add the switches and we'll proceed from here. In this recording, we'll go and add the switches within the fabric that we have created, and then we'll assign the roles to those fabric switches. So let's quickly go there to the NDFC and let's add the switches within the fabric. So we have our fabric. Now, if you go there to the fabric, you can see that we have fabric which is healthy, but there is no switches and all those things. Let's go here to the switches. We can click to the action. We can add the switches. Now, what you can do here, you can go and give the seed IP as per the diagram. And we can go and give the username and the password. When with this particular seed IP, it will go and discover all the connected devices that it has. So let's see, the discovery is in progress. Now, once we discover the device, then we can select the device, and then we can go and assign the role for these devices. So first of all, let's go and add the switches. Now you can see that this is in progress. In progress. It's taking some time. I just wanted to add these switches, and once these will get added, then we'll go and assign the roles. So we have a role related to the border gateway. We have a role related to spine. We have a role related to leaf. So now you can see everything is green. So I can go and click close. Now you can see it is here. I can select this device. On top we have action, and we can go and set the role. What is this? So this is border gateway, right? You can see different tools: border, border spine, border gateway spine, super spine, and all those. So this is my border gateway. Select. And now once you select this, it is telling that recalculate and deploy. Okay. Then we can go and select the leaf, set the role. This is leaf current, yeah. This role is already leaf, right? But you can see that the spine is having role of leaf. That should be changed. Set the role for the spine, and you can see that I can go and select. And again, it will ask for a recalculate and deploy in the fabric. So we can do like this. Now you can see that all those devices having proper role, right? So border gateway, leaf, and a spine, and which is very much correct. Now for any of the device, if I can go and select here, you can see that we have option called you can see the preview, the deploy, the set rule, the VPC pairing, etc. And the more option as well. There are so many good amount of rules we have with this switch, add and delete and everything. So we are doing, but it's showing the operation status having minor error. That's why it is showing little bit yellow. But so far, this is the way that we followed, that we can go and discover the switches, add the switches, discover switches within the fabric. If you can see, we are in the fabric called VXLAN EVPN Brownfield Site 2, and then we are deploying the configuration as well. So far we are good. There is no problem with this. Now, if I want to check more about this, I can go and click, and you can see the information, CPU, memory, and all those information. Even I can go and open the individual dashboard for this particular switch. And now you can see the hardware, the link. You can see where it is connected, DCI router, which is up. The interfaces, interface group, interfaces, you can see that. This is actually the individual dashboard for that particular device. You can see the policies, you can see the network, VRF, service, event, and all those things. Then I can close this. Even we have this option to minimize this. I can open this, close this. And again, we are back to the main dashboard where we have this fabric. So now you can see that we have total 4 switches. Say they have some minor errors, but that is okay. But this is the way that we can go and do the discovery, and we can go and check this. Now, let me go and select one of the leaf switch. Just wanted to show you that what options we have after selecting it. So you can see that we have preview. You can see that we have deploy option. And if I go and click deploy, so now you will see that it is showing that resync everything, resync all. I can go and resync all. So why not, let's do one thing. Why not, let's go and select all the switches and then click deploy and then resync all. So you can see the pending config, nothing is pending, right? And everything is showing, progress is showing green. So you can see the config preview and the deploy in progress. We can wait here. In this recording, we will deploy this within the fabric. After that, we'll go and do the bulk creation. We'll see that how we can perform these tasks. So let's go to NDFC. And once you are here within the fabric, on top you can see we have action bar. You can go there and see recalculate and deploy option, that you can recalculate and do the deployment. You can see it is generating the configuration, and not only it will generate the configuration, it will go and push the configuration, right? Should push the configuration. You see so many lines are out of sync, out of sync. You have this deploy option. It's going on. The execution is going on. It is in progress. let this complete, and you can see executed, 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 click close. So now you will see that it is completed. Now, in case if it is not completed in the scenarios, you will get some errors and all. In that case, you can go and reboot the switch, save the config like that. Once you reboot the switch, it will take some time, 5 to 6 minutes to come back online, but it should show you the status should be normal. So we can see this is in sync. So configuration status in sync, in sync, in sync, and mode is normal, right? So that's a good thing. That means it got synced. So now we have the leaf spine, two leaf spine and border gateway. They are in sync, right? Let's close this, or maybe we can minimize this. Now you can go through the topology. Oops. And within this topology, it is this much big. You can see this is the fabric name, and oops, you can see the topology, you can see the network and the VRF. So these are the network and the VRF. Let's go back to this topology. So now you can see that spine connected with the gateway and the leaf that we can see here. Now, next, what we want to do, we can go to the servers. We have our servers somewhere open in empty copy. Server. Site 1 and site, we are in site 2. And server number 2 and server number 2. Okay, let's go to any of the server and try to ping I if okay. As the IP, you can see the IP is 10.10.10.11. So if I go and ping 10.10.11.11. So from one server, I am able to ping to the other server. And if you go and refer the topology that we have, so from this leaf to this leaf, this connectivity is there, right? So the server to server communication is happening. That is good. Now what we can do that we have to go and bulk create the network and the VRFs. So for that, we can go to that NDFC. Once you are here, let's open this fabric. Once you're in the fabric, you can see that you have this interfaces option, and you can see the interfaces with the group, border gateway and all those, right? Border gateways and leaf and spine. You can see total 534 items are there. So what we want, first of all, we want to select. So I want to select with the device name that contains leaf. That's the filter option we have. And then I want to check the interfaces. So interface that equals Ethernet 1/6. So I want to search with this, right? So if we go and search with this, I want to search the interfaces E1/6Y because those interfaces that we have in leaf 2 and leaf 3. So where is my leaf number 3 and leaf number 2 and leaf number 3? Let's go to open leaf number 2. 1/6, you can see that no switch port, no shutdown. and then one slash 6. And if you go to the topology, what interfaces we have connected? We have connected 1 slash 2 here. Okay. So let's go back here and check 1 slash 2. That is configured properly because this is connected with the server port. And if I go to NDFC, so I'm not seeing anything related to these leaves. Interface 1 slash 6. That means my filter was wrong. And I just wanted to show you some filter option here. So interface equals, I should give like this, Ethernet 1 slash 6, right? And now if we search with this, it is not taking, but the filter is not taking this. So this is the interface I want. And then I want the interface equals this. Okay. And okay. So I need to go and scroll up. Now you can see that we have these interfaces 1 slash 6, 1 slash 6 attached this policy. They are down. They are not connected. So we can go here. I can go to action. Once we are in the action, I can go and click edit. Now you'll see that this page is coming where we have some policy. You can see the no policy selected. I can go and select the policy here. And this policy I want to select interface trunk host. Select. Once you select this, then you will see here the important thing. So now you will see that with this interface we have BPTU guard no, MTU checked, that's a jumbo frame. Then speed is auto, trunk allowed balance none, like that. We can go and click save, and enable interface is also there. And then we can go and click deploy. So what will happen over these interfaces, this configuration push will happen, right? Now you'll see that it is in loading state, 3 lines. So it will go and push these 3 lines over this interface. I want to deploy the config. Now the deploy config is happening over the E1/6. Meanwhile, it is happening. Why not? Let's go and check over the interface. So now you will see that switch port mode trunk, allowed VLAN none, spanning tree and jumbo MTU. So earlier configuration was this, with this template configuration is this. So we can see that how easy that we can go and configure the interfaces. We can select the interfaces, we can go and push the configuration. So this is something like we can go and use the template based configuration. Whatever pre-built template we have, you can go and utilize it, right? So we have done the deployment. Already the deployment is there. Now it is showing 5 lines. So now you can see this is these 5 lines. And anyways, this is not connected to anything, so it will show you down, but our agenda is set that we can go and apply it. Right. Now, next what we want to do that I want to show you that we can go and import the VRFs as well. So let's go back here. Let's close this. Even I can minimize as well. So if I minimize this, now you can see that we have this column called import VRF, like VRF. And once we are here, then we can go and do the bulk import for VRF as well. So you can see that we have import and export. At the moment, there is one VRF called my VRF, which is deployed right? But in the system itself, we have the VRF. So let me go and uncheck this. I can go here, I can click import, and then in this PC itself, we have some VRF. So let's go and check from here. So download section, we have some VRF. You can see this. So VRF CSV file is there. Okay. Now once I'm importing it, you can see that we have some VRF called drink, beer, food, juice, orange, etc. Which VRF ID is this, which got imported, right? So likewise, we can go and import the VRF. Now, next what we can do, we can go to the network. You can see the network here for VRF, network ID. We can go and import the network as well. So just below that VRF, there is one other CSV file that I will show you in a second in the Notepad++. Now you'll see that within this VRF, what IPs they are importing. So you can see that these are the IP addresses that got imported, right, within the network section. So what we have done, we have imported the VRF. Then what we have done, that we have imported the network. Next, what we can do, that we can go and click to this attach network. Right, once you are here, then you can go and take the action. Now, before taking the action, what we will do here, that we'll go and select the switch. So switch that contains leaf. Let's search that first of all. So switch that contain leaf, right? In that, I want to take some action, and here I should go and first of all select the network. Right? So I should go and select the network. My network. You can see everything is my network only, but that should be leaf. Switch role should be leaf. So my network 3005 that I'm selecting, right? And once you go there, then you can go to action and then you will see this edit option. So once I go to the action and edit, then you will see that we have option here in this particular leaf too. If I go and click attach and the VLAN, if I go and give just to show you that VLAN number 450 instead of 800, and if I go and attach the interface, and if I go and click save, successfully save the attach for my network this to switch leaf number 2, right? And now the same step will go and repeat. So you see here some changes. First of all, you can see that this is showing in the pending state for the leaf number 2. Same I want to do for leaf number 3 as well. So let's go to network, that is 30005. Again, just to showcase you doing here. So my network 3005, and then action, edit, save this, right? So now you will see that 2 tasks which is showing pending. Now once it is showing pending, then what you can do, you can go to the top, on the top action, and then you can see the deploy config. Even from here itself, I can go and deploy, right? So, okay, no. So you should go and, first of all, let's go and select this and this. And on top, we can go and see recalculate and deploy. Now this deploy config is in progress for leaf number 2 and leaf number 3. Right, it is going on. Deploy all. This is completed. Now, if we go back here and let's check 1/6, you'll see that earlier the VLAN was none. Now this allowed VLAN is 450, right? So from NDFC, we are doing these configurations. Line item successfully pushed. We can close this and you can see 3005, 3005. These got deployed to the leaves. All right, so this is the way that I have shown you that you can go and import the VRF, import the network, and then you can select that configuration and go to the action and you can do the deployment. All right, let's stop here. Now we reach up to this point where we know that how we can go and do the deployment, how we can do the bulk network creation and all those steps. Now in this video, I will go and complete the greenfield deployment. And this time, all those tasks that I have done in a small videos within the brownfield deployment, same thing we'll do in this greenfield deployment, but in single video. And you will see that how easy and fast it will be, because now we know all those places where we can go and do the deployment. So let's do this quickly this time. We can go to this LAN and fabric. Once we are in the LAN and fabric, we can go and create new fabric this time. And what will be the fabric name? This time the fabric name is Greenfield, right? So Greenfield for site number 1. And then here we can go and choose a template, easy fabric, same way that we have done for earlier. And in this, we know that the ASN is 65001 because other side this is 65002. We can go and choose that. Then we can go to the advanced section, where again you should go and give the site ID. Make sure that this is 65001. That is correct. And then we should enable this. So if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see that the VXLAN, the enabled T9 DHCP, all those options are enabled, and greenfield cleanup option, we can go and enable this as well, this cleanup, switch cleanup without reload when preserve config is no, that's the variable setting. Like that, we can go and set the parameters. Now we can go to the configuration backup that we have done earlier. We want earlier backup that we have done earlier. Click save. So now we have two fabric, one fabric for DC1 and other fabric for DC2 or greenfield or brownfield. Now we'll go to this greenfield, select this greenfield, because now we want to discover switches within the greenfield deployment. So now we'll go and open this, and within a greenfield, what you want to do. So now you want to discover the switches. So let's go and give the seed IP for the switch, and that is 198.184.101, right? Because this side the IP is 101. The username and the password, and then discover the switches. So now you can see that we have created the fabric. Now we are discovering the switches. Once we'll discover the switches, then so here you can see leaf 1, spine 1, border gateway. We'll add this. Once we'll go and add this, then we'll go and set the device role one by one, and then we'll do the deployment. So now add switch is in progress. We can wait for a few seconds. Once this is completed, then we'll go and set the device role. So now it is completed. Now I can close this because now we have the switches within the Greenfield site one. I can go here and then we can go and set the role. So this is border. Should be border gateway, right? Not border. So let's go here and set the role. Border gateway, yeah. And leaf is leaf, that's okay. Then a spine. Let's go and set the role as a spine. Yep. So now you can see that we have set the role here, and then on top we can go, we see that we have recalculate and deploy option. So let's go and recalculate and deploy it. Once you do the deployment, you will see that it will go and show you the pending lines of configuration. It is gathering all those information, although it is showing brownfield, but this is the greenfield deployment that we are doing here. So it will show you all lines, item lines configuration, and then we'll go and click deploy to do the deploy. I think this will work. So let's go back to the topology. So here you can see that we have our topology where we have site 1 with this AS. We want to do greenfield. Site 2 with this AS. We have done all the brownfield deployment here. Everything is okay. Then in this section, we'll go, once the deployment will done, we'll go and assign the interface, this E1/2, this server, and the configuration for this interface, this attachment we can go and do. So I will show you that how we can go and search the leaf, and the interface is E1/2, and then we can push the configuration. Let's go back here. It's taking some time because it is happening first time. So it will take some time to do that deployment. We can wait. It's going on fastly now. And once it will complete it, then we'll go and attach the interface configuration to that leaf E1/2. Right. So meanwhile, this is in progress. We can wait for a few more seconds. Let me quickly go and pause the recording for 20 seconds. So I'm resuming the recording now. You can see that lines pending configuration, it is showing here. And we can see, okay, traps and all those information. Close. Even you can see we have this side-by-side line comparison. Very much that we have in Cisco SD-WAN vManage. If you check that while you're deploying the devices, it is telling side-by-side line comparison. Deploy all is successful. Close it. So now what we have done, that we have done the deployment. Next, what we want to do, we can go to the interface. You can search the interface, right? So I can go and check the device name equals to, that's leaf. And then the interface, not administrators, the interface equals Ethernet 1/2, right? So let's see. We should have device, and the device name is not this one. It should be, okay. Anyways, you can see that we are getting device leaf 1. So I want to configure this particular interface. So we can select this E1/2, and then we can click edit, because here we want to attach the template. So what template you want to attach? Interface access host, that's right. The enable port type fast, that is okay. Then enable the, let's just call it, enable the interface, that is okay. So this basic configuration with the template we want to enable here. So let's click save and deploy. It will take some time. Meanwhile, I can go back here to the leaf number 1 from the CLI. Where is leaf number 1? You can see here it is. Let's log in. And check the interface. So port type Edge, PPD guard, Jumbo MTU, that is enabled. And you can see the lines of configuration. So these lines of configuration got pushed, right? Expected config. Oh, this is the expected config. So why it is not pushed? It is in progress. Yeah, deploy. Pending config 0. Running is this, expected is this. So after doing this deploy config, that is the expected lines, right? And still I can see that leaf 1 having this configuration. So why it is not pushing this configuration? Let's do one thing. Let's close this one more time, and I can go to leaf 1. Let's go to action. Let's go to edit. Policy is the interface access host. Interface access host, that's right. The rest of the config is very much that we are looking for. I don't want to do, okay, access VLAN. What is the access VLAN? Do we have any access VLAN here that we can go and specify, or we'll leave it default? But check mark, this new configuration will come, right? So this is the configuration. UPT guard. Okay, no. Let's change it and push it. Let's see. Deploy. So now expected config is switch port mode access, this, right? And deploy the config. That's going on. Sometimes maybe some image bug or lab bug. So now you can see that the line is only one line, is spanning to port type Edge. And if you go here, it's got deployed, right? So if I close this and this is the configurations and spanning to port type Edge and MTU that we have enabled. So I think this is okay. This configuration is okay along with this interface access host. This is pushing the configuration that we are looking for. So BPT guard is on, and we can save this, we can deploy this. Once you do this, you can see it is actually fast. It will go and deploy this configuration, right? So this is correct. It's going good. Now, you can see that quickly we have done this fabric creation, adding, discovering the host. And then once we discover, we have done the deployment for all the switches. And then we have put some configuration over one of the interface. So very much we are ready. Now what we can do here, that we can go log into the switch via CLI. So we are already here in the CLI, and then we can check few of the configuration with respect to CLI as well. So if I come here and do show run, you'll see that what happened, that it will go and enable all the necessary features for the fabric, like VN segments and NV overlay, and all those important features on all those important configuration that has been pushed from NDFC, that it should become part of the fabric, right? And few of the configuration we can go and push from the template as well, right? So these things we can see it's actually very easy here. While doing from NDFC, actually it's very fast as well. Now we can go to the topology, and now we have brownfield, greenfield. So we can go to the greenfield configuration, and we can verify. So let's do all this verification in the upcoming videos. Let's just stop here for this section. So where we reached so far, we have created fabric that is greenfield fabric. We have created fabric that is brownfield fabric. So we have two fabrics, but our main goal is that these two fabrics should go and communicate with the DCI router. We want to create this DCI interconnect. So this DCI interconnect having, let's take the AS here, 65003, right? And then you should go and create one fabric that is for DCI. So both these fabrics should go and communicate with the DCI fabric. So in this video, we are going to create the fabric for the core router. I can see this is our site one, that is the greenfield. How we can go and reach that? So if you go to the fabric, you can see that we have fabric related to brownfield that we have seen earlier. And if you want to see the topology, obviously you have to go there and you have to go select the site. If you go and double click, you can see this. And if you go to configuration, you can see this screen icon. Anyways, let's go and create one more fabric for the core router. So this is for core router DCI, right? And then we can go and choose the template. So let's go and choose the template. This is actually external fabric, right? Select this. Now it will ask you the ASN number, AS number 65003. That is very much okay. We can click save here, and then we have to go and go inside this, open this. We need to add the devices here. So what device we have? In terms of switches, we can go and add the discover. Let's do the discovery, right? So add switches. That means the seed IP discovery. And this IP is, oh, it is not mentioned here, but management IP is actually 5.198.184.205. That's the management IP for this. Okay, I should go and update in the diagram. So let's go ahead and give the seed IP. This is 4.205, and then the device type and everything is okay. We should go and give the username and the password. Let's discover it. Once we'll go and discover it, we'll go and Oh, something already man. Okay. So where we are, DCI, yeah. So let's go select this, add this switch, and then we have to go and set the role. So we'll go and set the role. This time the role will be core router role, and we'll do the deployment as well. So let's go and add this switch to the fabric. Okay, it's already added. That's great. Let's close this, go back to the fabric, and then we can go here and set the role. That should be core router. Once it is there, then we can go and do the recalculate and deploy, right? That's great. Okay. Okay. I think it is already done. Once we do that selection for the set device role, actually at that time they are popping up the error that you want to recalculate and deploy. So once you go here and go to action, you're not seeing this because it is deployed. And even also here also you're not seeing this because this is deployed, right? So I don't want to do rediscovery. By mistake, I click this rediscover, but yeah, it is discovered and it is a role has been assigned and it is deployed. So this way we have this up and running. Now, if you go back to the topology, now you should see that you have your devices, which is actually fabric, which is connected with the core fabric. And if you go here to the core fabric, DCI router is connected with like this, right? So we have created the fabric. Now we have 3 fabric. Now we'll go and do the configuration for the multi-site in the next section. This particular section is very important, very interesting, because whatever things we have done so far, creating fabric A, fabric B, and fabric C, or site 1, site 2, and the DCI fabric. Now we want to stitch everything within multi-site configuration, right? So in this case, let's go to NDFC, and I'll walk you through slowly what are the steps that we need to do to create the multi-site fabric. So first of all, we should go here and create one more fabric. And this time I'll give the name as a multi-site fabric 1. And then we have to go and choose the template. Now, once you are choosing the template, you will see here that we have MSD fabric, multi-site fabric, multi-site domain fabric. That is the template for VXLAN EVPN multi-site that can contain other VXLAN EVPN fabric with layer 2 and layer 3 over lay extensions. So you have to go and select this. Once you go and select this, then you'll see very interesting parameters that we have to go and put. So you can see the VNI range, the VX, layer 3 VXLAN range, the default templates and all. But here we have DCI. In this DCI, we have to go and put the parameters. So now we want to put the multi-site overlay IFC deployment. We can go and give the centralized to router server. Then we have to give the multi-site router server list. So here I can go and give the ID, and then we have to go and give the multi-site BGP ASN list, that is 65003, multi-site underlay IFC auto deployment flag. We can go and enable it. And then we can scroll down. You can see all those other options. Click save. Now once you save this, then we can go within this particular multi-site fabric. Let's go within this. And we need to go and call the child fabrics, right? So here you can see the action tab, move fabric into MSD. Now we have this too. Now it is moving. Please perform recalculate and deploy in the fabric. Okay. So recalculate and deploy, it is telling to do this first. Twenty-five nine. Deploy all. Close. Then this. Again, it will give you this option. Do that. Deploy all. Right. Close. Then again go and action, move to the fabric, last one, code ACI. Deploy, should go and recalculate and deploy. Once we go and do all these steps, then we'll see the hierarchy within the LAN and the fabric. So it's taking some time. We can wait. It is taking a little bit of time. We are here, we can wait for a few more seconds. Out of sync, resync all, resync all. Let everything get synced. Right? Okay, close. Now, let me go and close this also. So we are inside the LAN and fabric. Now you can see that within the multi-site domain, we have the childs, right? Now you can go to the multi-site domain and you can go to the network. Network we want to attach. You can see some VLANs will be there. But you can see this is the process that we can follow and create the multi-site domain architecture with the NDFC. Now this is possible from CLI configurations as well, CLI commands as well, but you know that how many steps you need to follow. With automation, with NDFC, it will be easier to do all these configurations, right? Now let's go and check the network that I want to attach. So what I want to do that I want to attach a network for leaf 1 that is AutoNet 3001 VLAN 25. Okay, so I want to go here and I want to do some edit. So let's do some edit. What I want to do here is this, that will go and attach the interface E1/2 for leaf number 1, right? So this is connected with the DCI route. That's okay. The DCI router, even the leaf number 1, E12 is connected with this server. Okay, that's right. Port type is access for this particular leaf. Click save. Why? Because we want to do some testing as well, that the server connected with leaf 1 should go and ping to the server connected with leaf number 2 and leaf 3. So that's why we are doing this, and this is the Greenfield deployment within site 1. So we want to do this. Okay, so the basic configuration that we can do in the next video, because I don't want to make this little bit lengthier. What we have done here is this, that created the multi-site domain and call the childs within that. So let's just stop here. All right, so let's continue where we left off in the previous section. So what we have done, that we have simply selected the AutoNet VLAN 250. Then we went in the action edit, and then in that edit section, we want to attach, we'll save this configuration. Same thing we want to do with the border gateway as well, and the leaf 2 as well. Although if I scroll down, you'll see that leaf 2 E1/2, you'll see that leaf 2 is leaf 3 and leaf 2, they're already actually deployed. Right, so we don't need this for leaf number 2 and 3. What we want here is this, that we want this for the border. So let's see the switch contains BGW. Okay, BGW. We want to search this for the border gateway, and the same thing we want to do with the border gateway as well. But for border gateways, the interfaces are not important because they are not attached with any interface. Let's go and click edit, attach VLAN 250, save and go next. Save. So now we have 3 devices which are in the pending state, leaf and the border gateways. Now we'll select it. We'll go and click deploy. Once you click deploy, you can go and see the configuration item that you want to push. So what we are pushing, that the leaf 1, you can see the VN segment, the context, the EVPN configuration, the interface VLAN, and the configuration, and the BGP configuration, and good amount of configuration, right? So almost 57 lines of configuration that we want to deploy. Right. So once we'll go and deploy this configuration, after that, we can go and verify the topology, and then we'll go and check the connectivity as well. So in that case, now the server connected with leaf 1 should go and reach to the server connected to the leaf 2 and 3. Right. So that connectivity testing, we can do it. So it is completed. Now close this. Let's go back to the main fabric that we are in. I can go to the topology as well. Now we are in the topology. Now we'll see this is like this. And yeah, within MST, we can go and double click. If you go to MST, you can see this topology like this, right? So DCI, the fabrics, how they are connected, the configuration parts, part is showing red, right? Now next what we can do, that we are good at this point of time, it should sync to green. Actually, it is not synced properly, seems. Okay, recalculated and deploy. I'm doing the redeployment at the moment. Then we'll go to the switch, and then from the servers connected to the switches, we'll go and do the ping testing. Out of sync. Maybe it is not pushed when I have done the configuration. So that's why it is showing like this. This is still not pushed. So I should go to these devices as showing out of sync. Let's try to resync. But yeah, we should follow all those steps all along that we are following to complete this task. Still it is out of sync. Okay. And that's why it's not showing green. It should show you green. Otherwise, this is out of sync. That's why the BG ones, they are out of sync, and that's why it is not showing the green status. Now what we can do here, we can go to the server, and you should have the IPs for server as well. So 10, 10, 10, 10 should go and reach 10, 10, 10, 11, right? So server 1 should have server 1, right? Where is server number 1? We should in site 1, server 1. Let's try to ping 10, 10, 10.11. That is our multi-site configuration. If everything is working, it should go and reach there. It seems that everything is not correct because it's not synced. That's why it is not working. That we can go and verify. Show IP BGP all summary. And I can see that few of the BGP sessions are in idle state because they are not synced properly. They are in idle state. That's why it is not working. The reachability is not there. So while doing this integration, the redeploy, configure and redeploy, that option was there. That should be sync, otherwise this error will come. Okay, no worries. What I'll do that I'll go and reconfigure the fabric one more time. I'll go and break all those fabrics, reconfigure it, and then we'll go and reach to this particular step, and it should go and ping. Okay, once we complete that, then we'll go and check the further task as well, right? And then we'll complete all those modules. So let's just stop here. Let's perform all the tasks that we have done so far in single video. So all the steps in one lab. Let's go to the NDFC and build everything from the scratch. So let's log in here. And if you have watched the lab videos, the same steps I'm going to perform here. Let's close this. We'll go to admin console. Once we are here, you can go to the services, open it. So what we need to do, we have to go and create the fabric. So we'll go and create the fabric for site 1 and site 2, and slowly we'll add the switches, give the device roles, and all those steps we'll go and perform. So this will be brownfield site 2. Site 2, we have brownfield deployment. Let's go and choose the template. It's loading. We know the AS number is 65002. Rest of the configuration is okay. Then we can go to the resources where instead of 10, we'll go mark everything as 20. Make this 20. And here also 20. Then we have this backup option. So let's go to the configuration backup, hourly backup. Let's click save this. Once this is saved, and then we'll go and add the switches. So it is saving. We'll wait till it gets saved. And then next phase is to go and add the switches. So let's wait for a few seconds. Now we are here in the fabric. I can go and open the fabric. Once we'll go and open the fabric, I'll go inside this fabric. So let's go inside the fabric, go to the switches and add the switches. Now the seed IP we have 198.184.201, username and the password. And let's discover it. So now it will go and discover the border gateway, spine 2, leaf 2 and leaf 3. So all these got discovered. Let's add the switches. Once the addition of switches will done, then we'll go and define the device role. And then we'll recalculate the config and do the deployment. So now this is in progress. It's going on. Let this happen. Meanwhile, I'll go here to the link where I have the devices, and you can go and log into the devices. So spine 2, and then we have leaf 3 and leaf 2. I'll come back to that section. Let's go back here to the lab. So addition of switches done. Let's go back to the switches where we have the switches. We'll go and select the devices. We'll go and set the role. So here we are setting the role as a border gateway for the border gateway. And then it will ask you that you want to recalculate and deploy. Yes. I want to recalculate and I want to deploy this. So go to action, recalculate and deploy, and this deployment is going on. Meanwhile, let me go and log into the other leaf switches that we have. So we can go and verify certain things from there. So let's do that. Okay, now you will see that this is done. Now the same thing, oh, still it is going on. It's taking some time. So let it be happen. We can pause the timer. Let me pause the recording for a few seconds. So I found that deployment get failed. So what I have done that I log into this border gateway and enable the feature set bash, run the bash, and then I have run this command sudo kill the ppm. And then again, I am doing the redeployment. Now, if this will get failed one more time, then what we can do that we can go and reboot the switch. There are some lab bug in this particular switch, and then we'll go and redeploy this. So we can see that till 25% it is going good. We can wait for a few more seconds. Actually, it will take 2 minutes here to complete the process. So we'll wait here till this get completed. Now you can see again we have error. So you can see unexpected error. Please check with Cisco tag. Receive output have some syntax error. Please check the entry. Please retry this, and if it persists, then check with the tag. So this error we are getting. Let me go and reboot the switch. So meanwhile, this border gateway is rebooting. Let's go and perform the task with the rest of the switches. So let's go and select leaf 2 and 3, and their role is leaf, recalculate and deploy. So let's do the deploy for leaf number 2 and 3. We can wait here till this redeploy will happen. So now here they are telling that SSH company ensure LAN credential. So this switch, okay, switch number 2. Okay, so it is redeploying to switch number 2 as well, which is rebooting at the moment. No problem. What we'll do that since switch this border gateway 2 is rebooting, let's go to the spine, and within the spine we can go and set the role to spine. Select, and then do this. We can go to the spine and let's try to recalculate and apply for the spine. Let's see things, how it is working, because this is still in progress. So what I will do meanwhile, I'll go back behind the scene and I'll reboot leaf and a spine as well, because we have to redeploy, actually reconfigure and deploy everything one more time in this brownfield environment. So let me go and reboot the switches and then do this step one more time. All right, so I have rebooted all the devices. Let's go and recalculate and deploy it. Now let's see if we get any error. So that is in progress. It's going on. We can wait. Still it is in progress. So now you can see this reaches to 45% and processing underlay. 2 of 4 leaf 2. 2 of 4 devices is going on. So that means the device number 1 is done. And then it is on leaf number 2, and then it will go to 3, and then this spine. So it's going on. The point being here is this, that NDFC will not go and change any of the existing configuration. So in this deployment, it will go and change only the, means it will go and write new configuration, and that we can go and verify in the side-by-side configuration comparison. So once this process is completed, then I will show you that how you can go and verify the pending configuration. So it's almost done. Now once we reach here, you will see that still it is loading. and you can see out of sync, and you can see out of sync and some pending configuration 81 line and all. So if I go and click this pending configuration, you will see that now it will go and add these lines. So EVPN and VNI, it will not go and change any existing configuration, but once we'll go and push this configuration, it will go and run all these VNI. You can see VNI configuration, all these standard configuration, interface VLAN, VRF, all these things, right? So over the leaf, we can see that we have 81 lines expected. Border gateway, what lines it will go and add to the border gateway, that we can see in the side-by-side comparison. So SNMP part, it will go and add SNMP configuration and maybe some right configuration or something. It's not showing here. Okay, so now what we'll do, we can go and click deploy all. So let's go and deploy all these configurations. So this part of the fabric, once it is completed, you will see that it is done. Further, we can go to the fabric and topology. So let me close this. I can minimize this. We can go here to the topology. Within topology, we can double click to this brownfield site, and you can see that this is synced. Everything is green, so configuration is synced. Now next, what we have done earlier, that we have created the VRFs and the network. So now what we can do, that we can go to this fabric. Let's go to the fabric. Within this fabric, we can go to the interfaces, and we can go and create the attach the templates and also those things we are going to do. I can go and search here interface that is equal to Ethernet. And again, this is just for information that how we can go and attach this. This I want to attach with the with the leaf switches. So let's do this. So we can go to leaf number 2 and leaf number 3. Just to showcase that we can go to the action and edit. And these things were explained in the earlier video as well. And then we can go and attach a policy. So we can go and attach a policy related to the trunk. And then different options we have. So you can see that BPDU guard is no, MTU jumbo, and all those configuration. Click save. Now these line entries will get pushed. So let's go and deploy it. Further, we can go and log into this switch, and we can verify this particular interface. So let's go here to this place where we have leaf number 2. And we can check the interface E1/6 showing no switch port, no shutdown, but once the configuration will get pushed, so deploy the config. And then if you go and see here, you can see that this configuration get pushed here, right? So again, this was just for the information purpose, because you'll see that it is not connected. This interface is up, but operationally it is down. Okay, now we'll go and quickly import the VRF. So let's go and import the VRF from the downloadable folder that we have. And then we'll go and import the, oops, some warning, it is. Let's go and check this. Import. Should be VRF. Okay. Invalid. Oh, that's the thing. So the fabric that I have created, whose name is not the same. So that's why it is showing this error. Let me go here. Let's open this with the notepad. Notepad++. Let's change the fabric name in the script. Okay. Let's search the fabric name VXLAN, EVPN, and 4 matches. Brownfield site 2, that's the full name. Let's see how many matches we have, and then I'll go and change this. Count. Okay, 4 matches. So what we want, what's our fabric name that I want to change with? So our fabric name is BF site 2. All right. So what we want here is this, that we want to replace this with BF site 2. Make sure that is your fabric name. Yeah. Replace all. 4 replacements. Done. Save this. Now let's go here to NDFC and import. Okay. Right. So it's done. Likewise, we have to go here to the other network import as well. And we can go and change it. So here also we can go and do the replacement. Replace all 7 occurrence. Save it. And then we can go and import that. So before doing this, we know that once we have done this, we have to go to the network. Once you are inside the network, you can go to the, you can search for the leaf, right? And within the leaf, we have to go and search a network, which is, so you can see leaf, which is my network. Everything is my network. Let me show you all these things step by step. So here we are. We have the network name 300 and 250. And now we'll go to the, this will go to leaf number 2. Leaf number 2, if you go and check the network name, so your network name for leaf 2, we can see that this is E1 to E1 to deployed. We just wanted to import the network and we want to attach here to the network. That's the thing we want to do. And if you go and check the earlier video, you'll find that. So network also will go, the first one. Oops. Okay. Now we have imported the network. Now we'll go here to attach network and we'll find where leaf 2 is there. So switch contents. Leaf 2 or leaf. Okay. And then it's a little bit slow to load. So now you can see so many leaf 2 here. We want to search this VNID, network ID 3005. Once we are inside this 3005, then we can go and click the edit. And in this, I want to change this to 450. Save this. Likewise, I want to do the same step for leaf number 3 as well. So let's go and change the filter. Leaf number 3, switch contents, leaf 3. Okay. And in leaf 3, this network belongs to leaf 3. Edit, attach 450 to this interface. Save this. Now once you do all these save, so you can see this is in pending state. What we need to do now, that this pending configurations we want to deploy. So now the deployment is in progress. It will tell you that what lines of configuration it will go and push to the leaf 2 and leaf 3. So here you can see leaf 2. What exactly we are pushing here with the new configuration. So here you can see we have created a new networks profile VLAN. Okay, different verbs we are creating, and then we are pushing to the devices, right? So now this way we have completed the brownfield deployment. Now, similar fashion, we can go and create the greenfield as well. So let's do that. So let us continue and do this fabric number 2 deployment. So I can go and create the fabric. This time I'll give the full name because with same name, we have some verbs and network. EVPN, Greenfield, site 1. And let's go and choose the template. So in this easy fabric, what is the AS number? AS number we have 65001. So it should be correct. 65001 is the AS number. Let's scroll down, and below also you should see that should have 65001 everywhere, right? So we'll go and make sure that ASN is 65001, and in the advanced also, if you scroll down, it should show you all these parameters with the AS number 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. 65001. 1. Site ID 6500. All right, and then configuration backup, hourly backup, save this. So now the fabric will get created once we'll go save and deploy, and then we have to go and add the switches. So now I'll go here, let's double click to this, open this fabric, go and add the seed IP for the switch, so add the switches. For .101, username and the password, and discover this. Now it will go and discover all those three switches that we have, a spine, leaf, and border gateway. And then we'll go and select the device role as well. Now it is telling that it is unreachable. That means the IP that I have given should be correct. It should be 198.184.101. 198.184.101. Why it is showing unreachable? Okay. Maybe something is wrong. Let's go and try to add one more time. One 198.184.101. That is correct. Admin and the password. Discover it. Not reachable. Let me go and reboot all the switches in the back, and then I'll come and start the discovery. Rediscovering the devices after reboot. Oh, I can see only one is there. Let's add this. Seems I need to go and add these switches one by one. Still it is rebooting. And discover it. Once the discovery is done, so you will see that now leaf is there, spine is there. And what is the IP? Let's go and check the management IP of this border gateway. ZMT0103. Okay. So 103. Added management. Even you can see DCI. DCI will go and check later on in the other fabric. So we'll go and add this border gateway 1. So that means that within this particular fabric, we are adding these three, right? Still it is in discovering. Once it will get added, it will show you okay, okay, okay. Now, what we want here, we know this point of time is this, that we should go to this and go to action and set the role. So set the role to border gateway. Okay. And set the role to spine. And then go on top, recalculate and deploy. Again, it will take some 2 to 3 minutes to sync the configuration, right? Once the configuration will get synced, that means that our fabric is done, discovering of switches done, setting role done, and then the configuration with respect to fabric to these switches also done. Now next, what we'll do, as per our video, what we have done earlier, that in the leaf one, we have one server connected. So we'll go back. We go here. We'll go to this E1 leaf 1 E1/2 and put the configuration here. So we'll go and do the configuration for leaf 1 E1/2. Meanwhile, let's wait till this configuration will get synced. We can see now it's 46%. Now second of 3 switch, that is fine. It's taking time. No problem, we can wait. 60%, we can wait for a few more seconds. It's going on. Now you can see the configuration that is going to be pushed. It will calculate and it will show that these many lines, I want to push it. Right, so still it is generating that. We'll wait, and once it will go and generate that, then we'll go and push the configuration. We are still waiting. Now you can see these many lines. Deploy this configuration. A little bit slow. Okay, I'll wait. Let's wait. Let's this completed. And actually the push of configuration is going behind the scene. So it will go and push the configuration. Let me refresh the page. It is a little bit slow. You can wait for a few more seconds. So now you can see that config status in sync, and the discovery is okay. And if I go here, you can see mode is normal. So now it has been pushed. So we can go to the interface where we are looking for the leaf interface. So that interface also I can go and search equal to Ethernet 1/2, because here I want to configure the leaf E1/2. So once we are here, you will see few of the devices having this interface. I can go and click edit what you want. This is interface access host. And in this, what we want to do, these configurations, click save. And this is saved. Now we can go and click deploy. So leaf 1. So let's go here to the leaf 1 E1/2, right? So let's see the interface E1/2. And now you can see this configuration has been done here. Now you can see these lines, expected configuration, and we are very much done here. Okay. All right, so what we can do now, we can go log into the device, we can check the CLI configuration, but from this fabric perspective of the fabric 1 and 2, we are done. We can go back to the topology now, and here you can see that we have site 1 also. And let's see the config sync. Everything should show you green. Leaf 1 is still in progress. It's showing blue. But once the configuration will get synced, everything will show you green. Later on also we can go and check this leaf 1 configuration. So let's do this thing. Let's go back one more time. Let's go this, reach here, and interfaces should have interface Ethernet 1/2. And now this video is becoming a little bit big. So what I will do that I can go and split this. Later on in the main video, I will go and join the videos. So far we have created the fabric. And we try to connect those fabrics as well. Great. Seems everything is okay. Things are okay. Somehow you see that this expected config that we have is not syncing. I don't have this option called apply option. So I've done this manually, but it should have this expected configuration there, right? Let me close everything. Let's go back to the main topology that we have within the NDFC. We can go to the topology. We can go to site 1 configuration. But the configuration is there, so no problem on that. All right, so we have created the fabric 1 and fabric 2. Now we have to create one more fabric that is for the DCI router. So let's go and create one more fabric that will go and join both fabric 1 and fabric 2. So let's go and create one more fabric here. Create the fabric. And we'll go and give the name as a core 1. So it's a little bit slow to respond. This is core 1 and this is the external fabric. So for external fabric, you don't have to give too many variables. Let's go here and choose it. It will come, it is a bit slow now. So I'll go and add this. Choose the external fabric from this drop down. Select. Now, once we have this external fabric selected, we can go and give the AS number. It's very, very slow. I need to go and restart all the devices. So once I'll create this fabric, I'll go and reboot the devices. Seems it is very, very slow. So let me stop this recording here and we'll go and reboot the devices. All right, so let's select this external fabric, and here we have to give 65003 because this is for the external fabric. Rest everything is okay. You can click save, and then we have to go and add the devices here. So let's go and add the switch. Already we have actually discovered, but anyways, I'll go and put the IP here because DCI we have seen that it is there earlier in earlier discovery. So admin and the password, it should be very fast because already device is discovered in previous discovery phase. See this, add this. Once it will get added, then we can go and define the role. This role will be core router. So we'll go and define the role, and then it's already added. So here we are. Let's go and set the role as core router. Core router, select, and then we need to recalculate and deploy. So we don't have that option, but anyways, if you see here, you'll see that everything actually is got synced now. So what we can do further, that we can quickly go to the topology, and now you will see that we have the core. Oops. Now you will see that we have the core that is connected with these devices. Let me go back to the fabric one more time, to the core, to the switch, because this switch is deployed and the role is core router. So that's fine. We have created 3 fabric. Now the next thing is this, that we have to go and create the multi-site. So let's go and create one more fabric for multi-site domain. So MSD, the one, and this will go and add the template for multi-site fabric. Add it. This time you will see that in the generic parameter, everything is okay seems. But here in the DCI, I'll go and give the centralized to router server list. Let's go and give the server list 100 multi-site underlay fabric. We can go and check mark this. Oops. The ASN number is 65003. Let's save this. And now once we are here, what we need to do, that we can go here and add the child fabric. So add the child fabric one by one, right? Select this, and you have to recalculate and deploy. So once we do for this, then we'll go and do for the rest of the fabric as well. So once this is done, you can see 29 lines. And these line items are very interesting because this is for EVPN multi-site. Okay. You can see EVPN multi-site fabric tracking. And then you will see rest of the configuration. Oops, let me scroll up. Loopback 100, tag, underlay routing, multi-site border gateway, loopback 100, route map redistribute with the tag, then redistribute direct route map. So all these 29 lines get deployed. Oops, still it is in progress. Then what we'll do, that will go and add a rest of the fabric as well. So let's go and add the site one, and then we'll go and add the other as well. So this time also it should go and recalculate and deploy. So once it is done, then we have one more. Let's go and deploy all, because this will get synced here. Once it is done, I can go and close this. And then final one, the core. This also we should go and recalculate and oops, is in progress. Still it is in progress. So it's going on. Once everything is done, and then we can go and verify the network attachment for one of the leaf. So we'll wait for a few seconds. And we are very much close to this section. Hardly it will take 5 to 6 minutes from here to done everything. Please use switches the screen. Out of sync. Border gateway 2 and border gateway 1 showing out of sync. Let me try to sync it. Still it is showing out of sync. Gateway 1 and gateway 2 showing out of sync. And this is gateway number 2. Let's go here to gateway number 2. Some of the configuration just to complete this lab, I'm putting manually as well, because could not get the data. Not bad. Can I copy and paste? Copy. Paste. Is not working from NDFC. Interesting. Because it is not syncing these configuration, and oops, copy and paste is also not working. Somehow I need to sync this configuration, which is not syncing here, and you will see that unable to deploy it because it is not syncing. So we have some issue here now, because this configuration should sync, otherwise this lab will not work. I'm trying to copy this, these 21 lines, but I'm unable to copy and paste. So what I will do, I'll go and manually push this configuration, because anyways I want to make sure that this should work. Okay, wow, so here it is working. That's great. So let's close this. First, border gateway 2. So let me try here this configuration border gateway 2, and from here I'll go and paste to this. Could not get that. Not okay. No problem. I have the devices here as well. Let me go and open border gateway 2. It will be little slow, but it will come. Reconnect. Coming. Okay. Because this is open otherwhere. So let me go disconnect and reconnect here. Alright, so border gateway 2 has 31 lines of configuration. And border gateway 1 having 21 lines of configuration, which is not synced. So I'm manually putting here. Config terminal. Okay, anyways, so now it is there. Let's go back to NDFC. Even it is not synced, but it is there in the device. Now it is in sync. And these are synced. Right, let me close that. So the thing is this, that sometimes if it will not work, you can sync like this. Okay, so now what we will do that we can go to this particular fabric. With this particular fabric, if we go to the network, because now everything is part of this fabric, and in this, I want to go and attach the network attachment with leaf 1. So leaf 1, we have a network 3001, this one. Here I want to attach this particular host, and that will be VLAN 250 to E1/2. That's correct. Save this, it will go and generate the line configuration line items. This is successful. Later on, we'll go and do the deployment. Same thing we should go and do with border gateway 1 and border gateway 2. So 250, 250. Let's see this. Edit. And because they are not connected with any of the interface, so that's fine. We can go and save. Attach the VLAN should be 250. Save this. Okay, 250 is the default. Now we can go here to the action, and any pending item will go and get pushed. So leaf 1 E1/2, and these border gateways, they will go and push the configuration, and everything should be in sync. When everything should be in sync, then we'll go and test the connectivity from the server. Has some issue, border gateways 2 and 1. All the time they're not syncing. They're showing out of sync. How many lines? Okay, no problem. This is border gateway number 2. And this is border gateway number 1. Should be synced from NDFC itself. Now once it is done, let's resync it. It should show you 0. It's calculating. Calculating 0. And this also should show you 0. Now the final thing is this, that we can go and verify the connectivity. So now I'll go to server 1 and try to ping to server number 2. So let's go back to the lab where we have the devices, where we have the server number 1. Here it is. Let's connect it. Come on. And then ping to server number 2. And it should ping because now the fabric is working, everything is connected. And we should have the reachability. So if everything is attached, share an interface E1/2. Okay, no problem. Interface E1/2. Some syncing problem is there. MTU is there. The spanning tree BPU guard is there. Edge is there. No shut. You're an interface E1/2. It is showing this configuration because this is attached from the NDFC. Let's go back here. We are very much there. You can see this is showing out of sync E1/2. Let's go and try to sync it. Okay, it's calculating. How many lines are out of sync? What? Everything is synced. Why it is showing out of sync here? E1/2. Let's try one more time. Edit. And port type access VLAN 250. That's right, right? Same thing we want. Now let's go here, recalculate and check this. Please use switches screen to deploy the deployments. Everything is sync, 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 sync. Nothing is out of sync, out of sync, out of sync. Still it is showing pending. And since it is showing pending, so that's why this is not reachable. What we can do here quickly, that we can go to any of the leaf. because this part is deployed. So if I can go to this interfaces, you'll see that this is deployed. I'll show you that. Should have this VLAN 250. As per the attached deployment. So what I'm telling here is this, that if you go and check the configure state, you can see deployed for leaf 2, E1/2 is there, which is deployed. And even for 3 also, you will see that it should be deployed with some other VLAN. Okay, no problem, but it is deployed. But here it's showing pending. That's the problem we have. Although manually I have put that information 250, and if you go here, oops, 1/2, there also 1/2. So this is 300, that's right. And if you go and check that's 1/2, should be 250. That's the desired configuration as the final push, right?